As you can probably hear Tacti Kitty commenting in the background, we've done a lot of Osights here on GB Guns. Missed the original launch of these unique covered models, which interestingly enough show you the charge of what's in the battery of the cover, and then if you push the button again you can also see how much juice is in the optic itself. We later got to show you the green ones, then we got to show you the side loaders, this being an RMR footprint one, because some people, myself included, were concerned, what about the internal batteries in these things? If they go bad, are you stuck? You know, you could the battery in the optic or the battery in the charger could go bad, like the hood. I've had these things for quite some time, still no problems with it. You notice that one still has a charge, even though I haven't touched this in probably 6 months. But Osight listened and made the side loaders. Then Osight saw that enclosed emitters was the thing. This glass, there you go, there's a smudge you can see, and released some enclosed emitters. However, that of course costs more money and people asked, and so Osight listened again and made an open emitter kind of a budget option that is also a side loader. They've covered pretty much all of their bases, except not doing one of my personal favorites that Veridian is known for, and that is having a green dot. See, from my eyes and for many other people's eyes, depending on your lighting situation, green dots are easier to find. Well, Osight paid attention to that, and now we've got the X and SE models with green dots. That's the news you need to know if you already know about Osight. If you don't or haven't paid attention to them before, stay tuned and we'll show you what's inside these boxes and explain these optics a little more. Coming up next on Yes, I have a lot of Osights. No, they weren't all sent by Osight. I've bought quite a few of them. I have a total of 10 boxes from the ones that I could find, including these two. However, these two were, of course, sent by Osight pre-release so that you guys could have an idea of what's going on and what's out there. Why have I bought so many? Well, first off, I have a lot of firearms, and secondly, for my needs with a dot, which is simply for range use or maybe some light duty, I have yet to have a reason not to use an Osight. I know the original early launch ones allegedly had some issues. They were kind of beat up and picked on by a lot of media because, yes, it is the same brand as Olight, but I found these to be of great quality and particularly great value. You can criticize, yes, they are made in China, but as are pretty much all electronic devices these days in America, including most likely the device you're using to watch this video on. So I don't really find that to be a valid thing. Getting into the Osights, one of the things that I've particularly enjoyed about them is the packaging and what all comes in the box. And while that seems like a silly thing, Apple got popular doing the same thing. And as I open this, you'll see what I'm talking about. We're going to start with the Osight X, which is an RMR footprint. Very tall window, very large window with a riser, works great on PCCs and 22 rifles and things like that. This is the rechargeable hood model, and peels open. You can see a break in the seal, so I haven't opened this before. Magnetic closure box, and inside you have this nice welcome note. Okay, that's cool, whatever. Here, of course, is our optic. It does have that green hue because it is a green dot, and you can see how large that window is. As far as full specs and things, check the pinned comment. That'll be over on my site. And this is one of the charger hood setups. And the way this works is you see there's a USB-C port on the back. You charge this thing independently. The button will tell you what's in it. So it looks like we're probably about 40% out of the box. And then when it slaps onto the optic, protecting it and keeping it clean, you also can see what's in the optic, which looks like it's probably about 30%. And you saw that battery indicator blink, letting us know that it is indeed charging. Really cool setup. I like it especially for stuff like I was mentioning, like 22 rifles and PCCs and stuff that I don't take out all the time. I can leave that hood on there, and I know that at the least the optic is going to be plenty fine for my next range day when I grab it to go hit the range. So that's a cool setup. Also protects the glass, prevents any lint and things getting on there. From it, you've got your brightness adjustments. Now this particular optic, as shown on the box, is a 3 reticle setup. You have your choice between a 3 MOA dot, 32 MOA circle, any combination thereof, dot only, circle only, or dot and circle. I like the dot and circle. I find it helps me frame targets very well. It's also great if you're new to dots and want some direction in what you're aiming at. Inside here, we have nicely packaged, and you can see it labeled on there. We have a USB-C cable. We have a little lanyard in case you want to put a lanyard on the hood, and then we have our adjustment tool. Really no need to open that to show it. In here, I don't actually know what the, a lens cleaning cloth slash soft case cover. Underneath, aside from the decals, is a really smart guide. Get this out of here. This yellow one. You get the user manual, you get the decal, all that, but this user manual, excellent for helping zero. And then on the back, oh, this is different. Where is it? They used to have a guide for all of the screws. Maybe they got smart and gave up on that. All right, so here's our user manual. I'm not going to go through that manual, but what I do want to show you is this screw kit, because this has become one of my favorite things. Regardless of, well, pretty much any firearm that you need to put it on, chances are one of these screws is going to do. And you notice as I open these that you don't just get 2, you get 6. So if you lose one, if one falls out, if you didn't put enough Loctite on or something like that, you've got a go-to kit to get to it. And this little kit fits nicely in a range bag, and these also separate individually. So if you only want to carry 1 or 2 of them, you can stack them and organize them how you want. This has been invaluable to me, and I dare say not just for Osights themselves, but also for other optics. Because a lot of optics don't come with the screws, or they come with only 2 screws, or screws for whatever they thought you were going to put it on, but not for the application that I'm doing. These kits have been invaluable, so that's a great thing. And you get all of this with the Osight X. Next we'll open up the SE and show you what you get in there. So here's the SE, which is an RMSC footprint. This particular one has a 6 MOA green dot. They do have different options for the different sizes. I'm going to need to do a guide. I've got a bunch of individual, on the back is the torque specs recommended. I've got a bunch of individual reviews on all of these, but now having 10 of these things and been using them for close to a year, I probably should put it all together in one piece. So here's your little SE in the micro compact footprint. This one is an enclosed emitter and does have the backup rear sights, which is something that I appreciate since I'm still one of those people that doesn't fully trust red dots. And you can see it's a side loader. They've got the little plastic thing in there to protect the battery. I found zeroing these really easy. You've seen my video on how to zero red dots. I have an advanced, super advanced method of doing it. We pull out our goodie box, which opens once more, and inside the tool, and under this sticker are spare battery compartment screws, and I think that is super, super smart. I can't tell you how many times I've been at the range or in a training course and seen a side loader optic lose its battery tray screw, and you can usually find the tray, sometimes you find the battery, you never find the tray screw. And that's a unique thing. You end up having to contact the manufacturer and go through customer service and all that. You get extras included right out of the gate from Osight. Much appreciated. And then again, one of those screw kits to be able to put it on anything. So as with my other Osight videos, this is an introduction to these things. I'm doing this so that when you see them in future videos or in full reviews, you'll know more about it or have a resource to look at. But you can bet these are going to go to use. I'm a big fan of green. I've been hoping that Osight would do this. Previously, I've used a lot of Viridian optics because of my love for green. It's just easy. My eye seems to catch it faster than red, especially on a bright day. There's something about the way red, for my eyes anyways, blends with what's bright or blends with the background, and that electric green just pops for me. So the Osight SE and Osight X in green you can look for in future firearms review videos or follow-up videos. Of course, I'll call it out when I'm using it. That stuff ends up a lot being on the second channel. If you guys aren't aware of the second channel, GB Guns Media, it's the backup that started when this original channel was hacked and stolen from me a while back. Fortunately, Google brought most of it back to me. And of course, then they subsequently deleted over 100 videos for whatever BS reasons. But that second channel became where I do the extra stuff. You might have noticed that this main channel is limited in format and style. That's on purpose. And the second channel is where I'm a little more freeform, and that's where you get to see follow-ups on a lot of guns. If you have any questions about these, check the pinned comment. If the pinned comment doesn't answer those questions for you, give me a comment, and if I can, I'll do my best to answer those questions. Thanks for watching.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters, GB Guns, and I do too, Level, Al D, Brian P, David F, Derek S Jr., Donald H, RB2, Fast Eddie, Gary B, George H, Greg K, Jenna, Joseph T, Kevin B, Marvin T, Moises S, Peter A, Rich Sky King, Talo 215 Tom. Thanks for the tip, Level, Briscoe County, Jared, Christopher J, Clinton, Cuddly Bear, David G, David P, Ed Z, Foreign and Fierce 76, Gord, Gryphons 3, Jason SJS, Justin H, Lee H, Michael W, Ohio Cruffler, Red Sky, Robert E.B, Sochwaddle, Summer G, Tat to Johnny, Uncle Munzie, Waha, keeping things on this level. Adrian H, Brad M, Carol B, Daniel D, Edit P, Gary LC, Gil B. Gort, GPC 19-8, E6 half empty, J. Mark S, Michael L, Mike, NC Technocom, RBMD 2022, A, Rons and Russ P, Edward P.